is getting the Frontier opening bell started this Thursday, the 2nd of March. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. Just a bit of a look back into the trading day. After 5 days winning streak, Nigeria's stock market bucked that trend on Wednesday with a profit booking mainly on the shares of Airtel Africa, the second largest listed telco giant. The market fairly big as we begin to see a whole lot more of earnings releases of full year 2022 come from across the sectors: industrial goods, consumer goods, not yet so much in the banking space. We've got to see a few names in the energy sector, such as Seplat Energy, and food giants such as Nestle Nigeria, Dangote Cement, MTN reporting from South Africa, as a case where reporting on two of its biggest markets on the continent, Nigeria and Ghana. That's also in the news, but the market held it around 55,206.09. That's the finishing line for the BRVM composite on Wednesday, while the Egyptian market was reading 17,123. Again, that was about 0.75% in the positive 33. The NSE in Kenya got 120, finished 125.88. That's the composite, 0.08%, while the South African market, the GSE, jumped the most, 1.15%, 78,631.45. And that's your summary of the trading day for Wednesday. We step into the new month of March now, effectively. So let's just take on very quickly some of the big stories in East Africa. And let's look at the Kenyan banks reporting their numbers. All of them will report this month, starting the 9th of March to the end of the month. Kenya's inflation came up yesterday, reporting higher 9.2% February against a much lower figure for the month of January. After 3 months of declining, inflation is beginning to rear its ugly head in East Africa's biggest economy. And news coming through this morning is that Jeffrey Odundo, the CEO of the Nairobi Securities Exchange, has been given another 1-year tenure elongation in office. And we say congratulations to Odundo, the head of the Nairobi Securities Exchange. One of the biggest companies in East Africa and on the Nairobi bourse is the KenGen, which is the power generating company, reporting revenue half year of 2022 at 27.5 billion shillings. Kenya Power, however, which is also the biggest power company, the KPLC, which is the power distribution a company, KPL PLC is reporting that is going to start charging some of its customers in US dollars and euros, trying to get out of the exchange rate problems and get some of those tariffs in hard currencies and just use them straight, rather than going through exchange rates translation, with the shillings trading around 127 or thereabouts against the dollar overnight. And businesses bracing for more pain as the Kenya's Revenue Authority says it's suspending tax refunds. There are a bit of news on social media and in the media in Kenya about how will this work and what businesses will be affected and otherwise. What exactly is President Ruto up to as far as the budget for 2022-2023 period, and how will this impact businesses? Everyone's on the edge of their seat as we speak right now. If you're a CEO in Kenya, I'm sure you have a whole lot on your mind right now. The IMF is giving Tanzania about $150 million US dollars to support President Samia Suluhu's economic growth recovery efforts. Great. Let's check within the West Africa with the Nigerian stocks deep on Wednesday. The new president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu of the APC, was announced as the winner of the elections held last Saturday. He's now the president-elect. The 500 day streak was broken. Bond yields went down yesterday, which was positive in the manner of speaking. Nigeria's Eurobond also rally, and investors could see a whole lot more rally if the new president, if the president-elect gets into office at the end of May, and it moves very quickly, hit the ground running as far as fuel subsidy is concerned. We've seen a number of earnings. Seplat Energy, for example, listed on Lagos and London exchanges, is reporting better than expected numbers for last year, despite a dip in its oil production output, paying dividend about $5 per share. There's going to be an exceptional dividend as well. Then Dangote Cement is paying 20 naira per share cash dividend to shareholders. Revenue also went up strongly for the full year 2022. Netly and MTN also reporting for the 2022 period. So expect a whole lot more to happen this month as folks begin to push the political news a little bit aside and focus more on earnings and what they can get on those stocks and the entire market as a whole. Russia is looking to store some of its oil in Ghana because buyers are getting scarce based on Western sanctions. And the BEAC, which is the Central Bank for West African French-speaking countries, has launched a demonetization of its 1992 type banknote range effective from yesterday, Wednesday, the 1st of March. So the Southern African economies, a couple of data coming through yesterday with the Absa PMI, Purchasing Managers Index, showing a contraction in manufacturing activity in Africa's most advanced economy from 53.0 reading in January to 48.8 reading in the month of February, we just finished. And unemployment, however, softened to 32.7% in Q4 of last year, despite record load shedding by Eskom. But the unemployment figure over the last 10 years in South Africa has been really, really strong to the upside. Glencore, the global commodities trading and mining company, has been ordered by a judge in New York on Tuesday to pay 12.8 billion rand. That's roughly $700 million in fines over bribery allegations and cases that's been fixed against the company. This is a criminal punishment, according to media reports, against Glencore, who's been accused of using helicopter bribery money across a number of African economies, including Nigeria, Congo, and a few others. Zimtrade says it's exploring Ghana market for exports, while the airlines of Eswatini and Zambian airlines are being given permits declared to take off with the Zimbabwean community, and that is some good news. So let's get on to see what's the big news this Thursday from North Africa, with Egypt's parliament approving new amendments to facilitate tax-free car imports for expatriates within Egypt, while Algeria's national insurance company has raised its capital to $255 million US dollars, roughly speaking. And Israeli drip irrigation maker Tenafim has opened plants in Morocco, part of the Middle East, North Africa's handshake in terms of economic, trade, business, and other bilateral relations. And finally, US, Morocco, and Arab Civil Aviation Organization are joining forces to boost what's called aviation security within North Africa as a whole, and that is in everyone's interest. And that's about it for this Thursday with your Frontier Opening Bell. Thanks for joining us. I'll see you next time. Have a great day, and you can watch all our shows and online at frontierafricareports.com. See us on social media. Follow YouTube is free. You can subscribe to this show as well as other shows. Have a great day.